Barring all the talk about the World Test Championship final, there is one story that continues to dominate the newspapers, the social media, and rather is a story that has the interest of the entire nation, and that comes from the wrestling arena. We know what's been happening with the Wrestling Federation. The update that we have for you over here at the moment is that on July the 4th is when you expect the Wrestling Federation of India elections to take place. That's the flash that we have for you at the moment here at Sports Today. But what we also want to do right now is tell you that finally now on July 4th, how exactly will the election process take place? What will that process look like? We are here to decode that for you, tell you as to what exactly will that process look like on the 4th of July. There's been a lot of talk around this whole process about the delay that's been caused. The IOA has been involved, the ad hoc committee was involved. By June the 17th, yes, June the 17th was the deadline that the ad hoc committee was given, given that 45-day period that they had after they were appointed on 4th of May. So till June the 17th, the election should have taken place, but they haven't now. Now on 4th of July, the elections will take place. That's the update that we have for you. What exactly will happen come the election day? What does the process look like? Who are the key members who will be elected, and what are the various positions that are there as far as the office bearers of the Wrestling Federation of India are concerned? We will tell all of that to you over the next couple of minutes. So without wasting any of your time, let's quickly get into the basics of it before we get into the process as to what exactly happens. Now, as far as the Article 7 of the WFI Constitution goes, the elections shall be held as per the model election guidelines of the Sports Ministry. Now, that's rule number 1. What happens next is that the election shall be held by secret ballot and no proxy voting shall be permitted. So you've got to be there at the General Council meeting when on the day of the elections. You can't have any proxy voting take place, so you have to be physically present. All the representatives of the state units, which we will also talk about in a short while from now, will have to be present on July the 4th when the elections take place. So this is the key here. It happens through a ballot system and no proxy voting is allowed. Moving on then, and all office bearers, which is the executive committee members as well and the members to the other committees, will be elected in this meeting from amongst all the representatives of the state or the union affiliated units, the UT affiliated units. Remember, there are 25 state boards and union territories of Delhi and Chandigarh. So cumulatively that comes down to 25 units and every state unit has 2 representatives. We will give you the details of that as well. So what happens is that the office bearers, executive committee members and the members to the other committees, they will all be elected come the day of the elections, where as far as the Wrestling Federation of India is concerned. Moving on now, as per the constitution of the Wrestling Federation of India, there is a president. Now this is when we talk about the composition of the body, the office bearer. So there is a president, there is a senior vice president, there are 4 vice presidents. That's the key part. 4 vice presidents, a general secretary, a treasurer as well, and 2 secretaries and 5 executive members. Now this is how big and vast the WFI office bearers, or let's say the office the bench strength, let's say, looks like. This is the whole composition of the leadership, the WFI leadership. This is what it looks like. I'll just quickly run you through the composition of the WFI board or the leadership again. 1 president, there is a senior vice president, 4 vice presidents, then 1 general secretary, a treasurer, 2 joint secretaries and 5 executive members. This is what the board or the leadership body of the Wrestling Federation of India looks like. Now here's the process. Now all state wrestling associations and union territories wrestling associations shall be entitled to send 2 representatives to the General Council. So at the General Council meeting now, which will take place on the 4th, is that's your voting day as well. All the state units as well as the union territory units will be sending 2 representatives each. Each representative though will have 1 vote. So 25 in total, which accounts to 50 votes in that case. Now You also have two other boards, which is the Services Sports Board and also the Railway Board as well. Now the SSCB and the RSPB as well shall be entitled to send one representative to the General Council, but they will have no voting right. So they can be there to oversee the election process and to be there, but they will not have any voting right. The UWW Bureau members will also be attending the council meeting and shall have the right to vote. So this is as far as the present members are concerned, as to how many members will have the voting right, which boards will be able to send how many members is concerned. Let's move on now and tell you what exactly could happen on the 4th of July. Remember, we're also talking about the fact that there is somebody like a Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh who has been sidelined. He, by the way, cannot contest because he's already had 3 tenures. So he's already completed 3 4-year tenures. So 12 years he's already been at the helm. But the controversy lies in the fact that his son, they fear, could also now be fighting the elections. Will that be the case or not? We'll have to wait and see, because the wrestlers have told the IOA and the Sports Ministry that if the elections are to happen in a fair manner, you cannot have anyone who is associated with Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh in any manner be taking part in the wrestling elections that are to take place on July the 4th. But Karan Singh, the son of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, continues to be one of the heavyweights who could be entering the fray. If at all he will be allowed to be there or not is something we'll have to wait and watch. But the elections on the 4th of July are very, very pivotal, because this is a story that's been dominating the headlines for good 3 months now. It was the start of April when you had the wrestlers come out, talk about it, also then start with the dharna in the national capital. So lots been happening. We'll have to wait and see as to who becomes the newly elected president of the Wrestling Federation of India. Do go back in case you're joining us right now. We've talked at length about what the process on the day will look like, what the WFI office bearers, what the makeup of the WFI leadership looks like, who the office bearers, how many vice presidents, how many leadership roles are there to be filled. You'll get to know all of that in this video. Thank you so much for joining us right now, but stay tuned because there's lots coming up on the other side.